Welcome. They're going to tell you a story, and we're going to tell you our opinion.
Take it away, Michael.
Okay, another wonderful topic is the red flag laws that are being passed throughout the United States.
Which is amazing that it's not like being
The
talked
question
about on
is-
CNN or Fox or anything.
Right, the question is, do most people know what a red flag law is versus a false flag?
Educate them.
Right. The red flag law is simply this. It is another measure that is being promoted as well as legislated to address gun control issue, dealing with the mental stability of those who own guns, and how do we protect our children, our wives, our families from people who are mentally unstable. The problem
Mass
with
shooters.
the problem with this legislation, there are already gun laws out the wazoo protecting us from people committing crimes, murder, with whatever weapon they choose to use. But the states, as well as President Trump, as well as Congress, bipartisan, have gotten behind this legislation both in Congress as in the states. In some cases, such as Florida,
Tell them what it
governor
is.
has actually-
Tell them what the red flag law is. Tell them
the
specifically.
governor has actually passed
Tell them what
passed
it is.
legislation.
Tell them what it is.
Okay, red flag laws are.
Look at the lens, Michael. Look at the lens, Michael.
I'm reading from an article to be able to
I'm
say.
sorry. I apologize. I was directing. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, a red flag gun law says that I'm your neighbor. I think you're crazy. I can call the police. The police show up. They go ahead and take your gun. You then have to get a lawyer and a doctor to produce evidence that you are sound of mind and that you are a stable citizen to be able to possess a gun.
And this is all just from an accusation.
This is all from an accusation. That's the bottom line of what it is. This should be an uproar with the Second Amendment folks throughout the United States. This is
Where's
called,
the NRA? Where's
this
the
is
NRA
a
on this?
backdoor. This is a backdoor confiscation. No need for registration. As long as you know your neighbor has a gun and you do not like the fact he has a gun, you then can make a claim saying his behavior's been strange. And the police should come over and he has a gun. He has more than one gun. And you should remove this. In America, the Second Amendment is not about hunting. Second Amendment is not about only defending yourself in your home. The original meaning behind it was defense against an authoritarian, abusive government. And a government needs to find a way to take your arms away, to oppress you. Anywhere in the world, you can see it happening. You've got countries around the world, from Australia to Canada, pleading with the United States saying, don't give up your guns. Well, one of the things you're going to have to do is fight your own congressmen in your own states
Contact them.
who are going ahead and saying, you know what, this sounds like reasonable legislation. A criminal doesn't care about legislation. Okay, a criminal doesn't stop and say, I'm going to get medical treatment, or everybody's been paying attention to me. We have people today who are violently behaving, as well as being encouraged, even by Congress, women and men, to commit acts of violence against one another. And yet they're considered sane, they possess weapons, or they're protected by people who have weapons. But when it comes to the common folks and the Second Amendment, giving up that right because you say, oh, I want more security. Well, you keep going with security, you're going to have. My encouragement to you who would see this video is that you look into this immediately. This is legislation that has already passed in some states where the laws are already there. This has already impacted somebody's life where they shot him because an ex-wife called the police on him. That story is out there, and I'll be glad to post it later on.
Right.
You can also Google it.
Last 15 seconds. Last 15 seconds.
Right. And so my concern is that you go ahead and actually be active about this.
Okay. So contact your congressman. Find out about these red flag laws. It's something that's very serious. It's going to attack our freedoms. A lot of false accusations can happen. Good people can lose their guns just because they got crazy neighbors. So do something about it. Let's not let it
And
go
the Trump administration has also supported it as well. So
All right.
we have a big problem if all departments come together and say, you know what, this is sound legislation. Let's do this.
I'm surprised I haven't heard from the NRA about it. We haven't heard anything from the NRA about it.
That's a very good question. The question
Yeah.
is, why is this legislation already passing?
Michael,
It's not talking about it. It's passed.
we're at
So
five and a
there
half.
you go.
We're at 5.5 minutes. We're going long again. I
Yes.
apologize, guys. We're trying to stick at 4.5 minutes, but we're getting the points through pretty quickly, and it feels a little tight on it. Give us feedback. Let us know if we're going too long. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. Let's keep it nice. We're all gonna have very strong opinions, and we can respect each other. Thank you for watching Creative Optics USA.